Hey friends, you are going to pick a landscape and decide what you're going to add to it. You're going to add a little doggy, a little froggy, a flower, something in the foreground for fine details, and what we've been learning in on shading. Ooh, I hope you can add some birds. So let's look at the different choices. Decide, you want to do some canyons. I'm going to give you each a sheet so that all of your art doesn't come identical. Each of them have a landscape, like a horizon line, or an area where you have a sky for a sunset and some earth. So you can even combine ideas as I give you an idea starter sheet. All right, so you get to pick your landscape. I'm gonna work with a Sharpie, but you're gonna work with a pencil so you can erase. And then you're gonna outline with a black if you want to when you're done, right, to make things pop. But I'm gonna do it so you can see it. Next, after you pick your scene, since we're in a Christian school, ooh, you can see I already cut one out as a cloud. You get to pick a Bible verse. I have some really cool, uplifting, encouraging Bible verses because we have to add the biblical worldview on your art to make it amazing. So, say you're like, I can't write a Bible verse out, even though the love of God, which is our school theme chosen by Pastor Spencer, would be a really short one right there. But if you want to, ooh, I like the rip technique. You can either rip or cut these out. I'm going to make this with the rip technique, a Bible verse. You see how you use the rip technique. Let's try this. Pincher, pincher. You each get a Bible verse sheet. You can pinch and tear, pinch and tear. It's a pinch and tear technique, looking down at the letters so you can go around the verse, okay? See, the rip technique has that kind of bumpy treasure chest type look to it. All right, I'm gonna finish this really fast. I got the rip technique, got it? All right, you don't have to do it. You could write your own verse. We're gonna be studying bubble letters and lettering. If you wanna write it out, you can. But if you wanna use the rip technique, you would glue your verse on somewhere, and you don't have to do it at the beginning, you could do it at the end, but I'm gonna do it at the beginning and then design my landscape around the verse. Ooh, do you wanna hold your paper, landscape or portrait? I'm going for landscape. All right, I'm gonna put my verse in the corner right there. All right, first step, decide what your verse is. Do you want to depict it? I have, the heavens declare the glory of God. The sky proclaims the work of his hand, Psalm 19:1. So I'm going to do an amazing sky. All right, so let's get started. Look at your sheets that you have, your handouts, and decide, I am going to first start with your name on the bottom corner like a real artist, engrave. I am going to teach you how to do a horizon line. Can you say horizon line, separating the sky from the sea. And then I'm going to come up and do a hill. Up and come down, and then do a base. Now I'm going to have a waterfall. Remember I taught you to do a waterfall. Maybe lines down, and then have a little cloud where the strong waterfall hits. Okay, now I'm going to do a little arch with a fin. Now this 3-day weekend, I actually saw 3 dolphins together. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm doing this upside down. I really hope yours comes better than mine. Now in the foreground, I noticed there's some land. Remember I taught you how to do some land, sometimes a wiggling line if you have a beach. And coming down, I'm going to do some rocks. And I'm going to do a little animal, all right, or a flower. I'm going to do probably some flowers in the water, like lilies. And I'm going to have you think of something to add in the foreground for fine details and shading. Now, okay, I have a foreground. I have one hill. I'm going to do another hill in the background. This one's a really weird looking hill. Kind of like on Moana in Hawaii, there was like different shapes on their hills, and one even further. All right, now I have some room here. What are you going to do if you have room? Are you going to add, I'm going to add a boat. Okay, how do you do a boat? I'm going to kind of review some of the things I've taught you. Do a curved line, a line across. And is it a sailboat? Is it a houseboat? I'm going to do this more of a houseboat. I'm going to do some architecture on the boat and a little flag. And remember, where the boat hits, you want to have a little wake, a little shading under the boat, and a little dimension in the boat. All right, now in the foreground, I'm going to have my wave coming here, a little wiggling line for waves, and I'm going to have a dog or a cat. Okay, what are you going to do? An eye. This is where I'm going to have you think of your favorite things. Nose, little mouth, this little doggy's peeking out. Last time I did cats with you. Head, other ear. It could be silly, it could be funny, it could be a cartoon. I got 2 legs, A little sit position with a tail. All right? Now, as you add your favorite things to your art, I want you to make yours amazing. All right, don't forget, I like adding birds with the letter V, soaring all around the Bible verse. I got birds. Ooh, and is anyone going to add an angel? I don't know. Ooh, I have the heavens declare the glory of God sideways. The great thing about Crayola glue is I can lift it up and have it facing the right way. There we go. I was going to have my paper facing that way, and I changed the way it is. All right. The heavens declare the glory of God. There's my verse. There's my art. My name's hopefully on the bottom. I'm going to cap this. Now, I'm working with Sharpie. You guys are not, because you're younger, and I got to make sure it doesn't get in your clothes. Next, I'm going to watercolor this, make it amazing, and to show you and remind you of the techniques I've taught you. This is something I did, hopefully giving you ideas. The controlled what? Where I dab on the controlled drip. Good job. Where I dabbed on the colors. I mixed the purple with the blue by using circularization and water. Okay, that's water there. All right, that's one idea. Another idea is going back and forth, feathering or blending. I am going to show you, I have half a cup of water. It's time to now get your supplies. As table teams, as you get ready, I have a tissue and I have my watercolors. Okay, so decide what colors. Obviously, I'm showing you some of my favorite colors, purple and blue mixed together for periwinkle. And I'm having you guys think of what are your favorite colors, because I would like for your sky to be spectacular. Like you guys, we've studied before galaxies. I'm going to do more of a galaxy sky this time. So with you, I'm going to get, any color you want. Think of 3 colors closest to one another on the color wheel, because they're what's going to blend together and make a beautiful shade. If you pick colors opposite each other on the color wheel, they're going to, now I'm going to do diagonal. Say diagonal, diagonal. If I could teach you to go diagonal with your skies, reflect it in the water, little lines, then your galaxies will look more like it's really a galaxy if it's a diagonal instead of straight. Now, if you're not going for the galaxy, if you're just doing a sunset, I would suggest more straight. Now, my pink is my lighter color in the middle. I keep on dabbing into, water. I'm going from my lighter pink mixed with yellow. Now, if I get my colors muddy, I will definitely clean them out for my next person. I'm doing what? Say dab, the dab, and reflecting some of the colors in the water as I go. Okay? So this is the dab. I'm dabbing it on, and this is good for you to see. Am I going right over the Bible verse? Yeah, I am. It's paper. So I'm dabbing right on it. Some of you guys are starting to go like this, scrub, 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 and you're scrubbing the paper so hard that it's starting to bubble up and fall apart, and that happens right before you make a hole in it and rip your paper. So don't do it. Do more of dunking in. Let me put it close so you can see how much I'm dunking in water. If the water doesn't spill on me. If it does, I'll clean it up. That's why I have these things, my friends. All right, so I have 2 colors. I've dabbed them together. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna, some of you guys showed me, said, Mrs. Smith, I'm gonna stop and rock it and do the controlled drip. When it drips around, it looks more well blended, like more of a galaxy look. Now, I told you I like periwinkle, so I'm gonna add a little purple to my pink next. I'm slowly going from light to dark with colors. And remember, we use the word, tints and shades of one color is mono. Yep, some of you guys remembered monochromatic. So monochromatic would be tints and shades of periwinkle, which is lavender, or pink and blue mixed together. So I'm using all those tints and shades, and I'm gonna rock it down and rock it back. Look at that nice controlled drip. I'm gonna rock it. Look at that drip, and rock it. Now I'm gonna slowly get darker. From purple, I'm mixing with my blue. I'm dabbing it to do lavender. Now you guys are watching the color mixing a little closer today, so I'm gonna mix my blue, dab it on with my lavender. If I get the colors messy for the next person, I'm gonna get a tissue and nicely clean them up so I don't leave a contaminated color for the next person, even though I really like the color I was mixing in there. All right, so that's how I get that color. You guys get to mix all your favorite colors. Don't forget to reflect it in the water. Do all your fine details. My hope for you is to do, can you say layering? Layering, where you can, some of my students are like, Mrs. Smith, I want to use the thick white now that you let us use it. Well, if you get this amazing sky on and you want to, some of my students are so excited to splatter. You're not going to go and splatter your friends and make them cry and go, you got it all over my stuff. So the idea is when I let you splatter, you're going to use the hit the brush technique with another brush. Ooh. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish my background really fast so I could show you how, all right? So this is my galaxy so far. It doesn't look like a galaxy without the stars, so we're gonna end with the stars. How are we gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna clean my brush, water, clean it, and make sure my white's clean. Some of you guys' white, ooh, is not clean. So you're gonna get your white, mix it up really good. Mix it up the same way you'd mix up cookie dough. Now you don't want your cookies, your chocolate chip cookies you're making at home, to have the butter having blobs in it. The same with your paint. You wanna mix, mix, mix like soup until you get it, the color ignited from the side into your brush. All right, do you think I got enough white on there? We don't know till we try. So this is the technique where I'm gonna allow you to splatter. And it's best if your paint is wet, where you go like this. Where you hit a brush with another brush. Okay, that way you could target where you want the splatter. And if you go a little off your paper, you wipe it off. And you're not shooting it across by going with the brush, not allowed in splatter. All right, so I'm gonna show you that again. I'm doing a little splatter like that. And some of you guys even to realize you can do splatter with different colors. I'm gonna just now see if you can tell what color I'm splattering. Let me try that again. I need a little water. Now I did some white, couldn't see the white too much on my dark sky, so let me show you this one up close. So I got my painting here, now watch what color I'm splattering. Can you see it? Oh, there you go. I got some dark galaxies coming down, and I'm gonna end today's lesson letting those bleed out, showing you don't have to have all your stars white, but if you do cover your verse, dab it up a little bit so you could read the Bible verse, so we can encourage others and put God's word up at our school, which is what I hope for your masterpiece. All right, I'm gonna let that dry today. Spend a little time on my free choice art when I like doing eagles and stuff. Ooh, while that dries. And tomorrow I'm gonna do what's called layering. Can you say layering? And that's where I'm gonna outline it, make it a little darker, things that pop, work on my brown dried volcano. I'm gonna make that volcano erupting in the background tomorrow. All right, over and out from today's lesson. Can't wait to see yours. Make it amazing. Spend time on it. Can't wait to see what your masterpiece is going to include. Enjoy it.